Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got an interesting show set up for you. All right. Yep, we're going to talk about the fact that Joe finally ran the ball. We're going to give a report card on that unfortunate game, and then we're going to talk about the Bama fans that have been attacking yours truly. I know you can't believe it. There's never been a more fair-minded YouTuber, probably ever, and yet the Alabama fans are attacking me because I might have mentioned that the refs cheated us really badly and, you know, they wouldn't have won without it. Something along the, I don't remember exactly what I said, but anyway, they've come after me, so I'll have to show you that as well. Probably doesn't surprise you any. Bama fans, you know how they are. All right, folks, we're going to go over the stats a little bit. We're going to give a report card on all this good stuff and talk all about our Vols losing down there in Alabama land after such a great start. Obviously, we were up 20-7, and then, of course, they came back in the second half, and they had the scoop and score. They always seem to have a scoop and score. But anyway, let's talk about our numbers here, and let's talk about the fact that Joe Milton finally ran the ball 15 times. He had 59 yards. He actually had close to 90 yards minus the sacks, of which they had 3. So Joe really showed off being able to run the ball. Now, the fourth down plays were terrible, and that's just, look, I don't know what the problem is on fourth downs and one. Why he won't go under, it's not Joe's fault. This is coaching. Put him under center, put a big 300-pound guy behind him like you did against Virginia, and just push your way 1 yard. The guy's 6'5", 240. You've heard it 100 times. Why aren't you doing that?
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Doing that. You can't stop it. Tom Brady, they never were able to stop Tom Brady for some reason. So anyway, it just doesn't make any sense why they don't do that. And I don't want to hear, well, they're usually in the shotgun. You're going to tell me you can't take 5 minutes a day and work on that one play? We could have used it 3 separate times. Saturday, I think that's worthwhile. I mean, those are kind of important plays. They only swing momentum and swing the game, and there was 3 opportunities. I don't get it. You did it against Virginia, but you don't do it against anybody else, and we've struggled ever since then.
That doesn't make sense.
I think somebody said we're 3 for 11 on fourth down in short yardage. That makes no sense. Hendon Hooker would always – now, Hendon would hurry up and rush everybody to the line and immediately snap it and get it, whereas we like to take our time now and sit around and wait for the defense to get perfectly set, and then the defense says, oh, you can go ahead now, and then we go ahead and hike it because I guess we've learned our manners or something. I don't know. But anyway, that needs to be settled and taken care of. Josh Heupel, and it's rare for me to get on Heupel. You know that, but that's ridiculous, and it's unacceptable. Don't make me do a video about it because I'll do it.
Don't touch!
Anyway, let's get back to this. Now, Joe, not only did he run, but he threw the ball 28 for 41 for 271, so he was responsible for a net of 330 yards with 2 touchdowns. It's not Joe's fault. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. He's not why we lost that game.
It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
That's exactly right. Joe, it's not your fault. You played well. I'm going to go ahead and give you your grade of a B+. I was ready to give you an A+++ after the first half, but second half didn't go nearly as well. But you had a B+ day at least, and really that's the best day you've ever had, in my opinion, playing in a hostile environment. You know, you did the best you can do, and that's just a fact. Now, look, folks, he's never going to be Hendon Hooker, but look, how many people are going to be that? The guy darn near won the Heisman. But Joe was being the best Joe he could be. And I thought he played pretty darn well, and I've got no complaints. I really don't. He's going to, you know, he's got some shortcomings, but guess what? He does some things really well. And now that he's running the ball effectively, I promise you Kentucky's worried. Kentucky's up there trying to figure out, oh, crap. Now we got to worry about the 3-headed monster running backs and Joe Milton. That's a problem that they're going to have to deal with. One guy that had a great game was Squirrel White, and Ramel Keaton had a nice game too. Jalen Wright caught 7 balls. Jacob Warren, Dante Thornton dropped one right in his hands. I don't know about him. I think he may. I don't know if he's going to work out. But anyway, the receivers had a good game. I'm going to give them a B+ as well. I thought they played quite well. As far as the defense is concerned, they had 4 sacks. Tyler Barron, who also basically got mugged and strangled trying to get to Jalen Milroe, and he would have sacked him instead of that touchdown in the third quarter on the second play, that wouldn't have happened because Jalen Milroe would have got sacked. But because our player got strangled, the guy basically had his arm around his neck, it is what it is. But they didn't see that. As I told you yesterday, the refs never saw a penalty against Alabama during live action. They had one 5-yard penalty where the entire world saw it, where the guy hiked the ball early. But other than that, they never saw a penalty. It's amazing. I showed you the chart on Alabama, and I was thinking, let's just make sure I'm not being biased. I'll show you the chart again just for fun. This is Alabama's typical penalties per game. This is their first 7 games, and then all of a sudden it dropped to almost nothing. I wonder why that is. I really can't imagine why that would have happened. You don't think they didn't want to upset Saban, and they wanted to make sure the 2 teams would be protected that Mike could go to the playoff? Now, I know that's a conspiracy theory, but it's just funny how that happened. But the defense did sack him 4 times, and that's with them being held virtually every other play. So they played okay. I'm going to give them, look, they had a great first half, and then they got kind of bullied in the second half. Now, 20 points were scored against them in the second half, not 27. You can't do anything about a scoop and score. I'm going to give them like a B- or, nah, you know what? I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to give them this grade.
C+. Oh, no, it can't be.
Yeah, C+. Darn it. And you were on your way to an A+ too, dang it. But anyway, I'm going to have to give you a C+. I got no choice. Coaching. I'm going to give you this grade solely because you can't figure out a 4th down and 1, even though you clearly did it all last year. You clearly did it in the Virginia game when you put a 300-pounder behind Joe Milton. But so be it. Here's your grade. Exactly. And you deserve a C+. Y'all can coach better than this. Coach Heupel, you can coach way better than that. Now, the first half, look, these things happen, especially when you're on the road. And I'm a Coach Heupel fan, and this is not me. That's as hard as you'll ever see me get on him because I'm thrilled with him as head coach. I couldn't be more pleased, and I would not have any other coach in the country. That's just a fact. And getting beat at Alabama and Tuscaloosa with the refs helping you out, that's pretty easy to do. It's pretty easy to get beat down there. I mean, everybody else does. So anyway, I have to give him a C+, though. I got no choice. Now, as far as the refs are concerned, I've never graded the refs before because usually I'm really fair about it. 16 months I've been doing this show. I've never complained about them. But now I'm going to give them a grade.
Say it! Say it!
Oh, yeah. F. Can you give, how many minuses can you put after an F? You failed. You failed miserably. You did a terrible job. You were completely unfair. You were extremely biased, and everybody saw it, and that's the way it is. Now, yesterday I did a video, and that was talking about the refs where they helped Alabama, and they only had the 1 5-yard penalty, nothing during live action. Of course, I showed right here this picture where Tyler Barron was basically had his neck wrung because he was trying to get to Jalen Milroe on that touchdown pass that kind of changed the direction of the game. And needless to say, I have been viciously and consistently attacked ever since by the Bama faithful. And here's the thing, they broke the rules. I asked them yesterday in that video, I said, don't you dare come in that comment section and start wearing me out after this. And they didn't listen. They broke the rules.
How dare you?
Don't you Alabama fans come in that comment section and give me any grief either. See, I specifically asked them not to do that, and what did they do? Broke the rules. They don't care about my feelings, not one bit. And here's the numerous, so many times. Hey, buddy, do a video on the pass interference called against Alabama last year. I did a video, and I showed where the guy literally had our guy like this. I showed that picture in that video, if you'll remember. So I did a video on that. Let's take a good close look at this. This is Princeton Fant, okay? This is the guy right here that got called for pass interference. This is the football right here about 5-6 feet away. Now, where are the Alabama defenders' arms? Let's see. One's got him hooked around this side. The right arm is hooked around his chest. And so when the ball came down, it bounces off of this player and back to an Alabama player who intercepted it. To me, that's as pass interference as it gets. You've hit the guy early and you've wrapped your arms around him. That's pass interference. Here's one that says, poor Tennessee. Here's one, lots of laugh. I guess they didn't make up for the BS from last year. Ha, 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 I love it. Roll Tide. That's not very nice saying ha, ha, ha. Here's one that says, I'm assuming you missed last year's game. Well, now you know how we felt last year. Here's one that said, poor little Vol babies, with a sad emoji right there. I don't care for that. Here's one that says, Vols fans always whine when they lose to Bama. I don't appreciate that. Here's one that says, oh, how I love to see those tears roll. Now, it's pretty clear to me that the Bama fans are not concerned about my mental health or how I feel about things. So fortunately for me, I have a couple of things to help me during these tough times. I have 2 items that have helped me get through all this. I have my Millennial Participation Trophy that was given to me by a concerned citizen, and I do appreciate that. That seems to help me quite a bit. I also had a Gen Z guy tell me what to get that would also help me with this, and that's a toboggan that you wear in the summer and the fall when it's like 80 degrees and higher. For some reason, it helps a whole bunch, and honestly, I feel a little bit better wearing this because when I went to the store wearing this and it's like 77 today, I felt a lot smarter than everybody else that was like, you know, wearing shorts and t-shirts and stuff. So anyway, the toboggan really helps. And the last thing, of course, a safe space. And I've got that as well in my house. So between the participation trophy, the toboggan, and the safe space, I'm doing okay, and I think I'm going to get through this. But, you know, it doesn't help when these Bama fans are being cruel and coming at me with all this negativity. I don't appreciate that. It's not helpful. I'm not going to tell you not to go in the comment section because you'll just make it worse and come at me again. But we all know how y'all won. Refs won it for you. So I just think you need to accept that and move forward. So anyway, I did want to cover this. Joe finally running the ball was great. I'm really pleased about that. Do a little report card and tell you about the Bama fans and their cruelty.
You're a monster.
But anyway, I did want to cover all this good stuff. If you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's me know to continue to cover the Vols and Alabama and the refs and all that good stuff, all our opponents. And if you've not subscribed, it's right here on your right, my left. Just hit that little button. I would appreciate it. And right over here's the most recent video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay, the most unbiased YouTuber there is.